my Young and the Restless fans. We got to talk about today's episode. Devon wants to buy back Hamilton Winters. AUDRA gets a new job at Newman Media. Jeremy gives Diane a deadline to steal. And Jack has a plan. Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS Soaps, both the Young and the Restless and the Bold and the Beautiful. This is your Young and the Restless recap for January 10th. And without any further ado, let's talk about today's episode. So let's start off over at Crimson Lights, where we see Phyllis corner Tucker and ask him if he is really ready to burn everything down. Now, she thinks that he needs a reality check, that people are on to him. And she says, you know what, people here are smart. And then, of course, that makes him snort. And she claims he'll never be one of them. However, Tucker points out that she's been there for decades and she's still an outsider. Now that was funny. Now she claims she fixes her problems with her family, but that's not what he heard. Now Phyllis tells him, you know what, you can just jet on off or stay to burn it all down. Now, over at the Abbott estate, Kyle brings Summer some coffee, and she looked forward to taking Harrison to Paris for the textile show. Now, Summer hopes that the whole Stark drama will be over by the time they get back. Now, Kyle says that Jeremy needs to be dealt with, and Summer promises to video chat with him every day. Now, Kyle assures her that she and Harrison are his world, and he is not putting his mom above them. And she tells her husband that they're going to get through all of this, and after they kiss, Phyllis shows up. Now, Phyllis wants a moment alone with Summer, and Kyle reluctantly agrees, but he walks off. And then Summer explains, you know what, Mom, I'm going to Paris, and her mom starts to probe before offering to go with her because she wants to fix whatever is going on between them. And Summer reminds her that she said that she broke her heart. What suddenly changed? Well, Phyllis claims that she hates getting between her and her family, and Summer assumes Daniel must have told her about their private conversation. Now, Phyllis claims that their rift is killing Daniel, and he got her to see that she was putting Summer in a horrible position, and she is so sorry about that. And then she was choking up. She tells her that they can go to Paris or stay here to fix things. And Summer said, you know what, I'll talk that over with Kyle. So now over at Society, we see Diane meeting Jeremy, and he's finishing up his breakfast. And he's wearing the tie she gave him years ago. And Diane explains that she is looking forward to fulfilling her act of good faith. Now, he's dying to know the details and need her to act swiftly and decisively. And if this partnership is going to work, she says, then they need to be equals. Yeah, okay, Diane. Besides, what's wrong with prolonging the fun? However, he's not budging and wants evidence of what she's doing by tomorrow. So now over at Devon's penthouse, Abby drops by and finds him looking glum. Now they sit on the couch and he fills her in on confronting and firing AUDRA and how he then went to Tucker's suite. Ashley was there and he went off on his father anyway. Now he tells her that she was right not to buy into Tucker's story, and now Dominic has no grandfather, and how Tucker is a sack full of lies, unlike trustworthy Neil. And she assures Devon that he has some family that will never disappear. Now, Devon feels bad because AUDRA pointed out how he misjudged almost everything. Now, Abby tells him not to blame himself. Well, you got to hold accountability to some things. However, and she also points out that he is always suspicious. And he beats himself up for being swayed by other people's agenda. And then whipping out his phone, he decides to call Jill and demand a meeting. So now he's soon on a video chat with Jill, and she heard about AUDRA and blames herself for this. And this means that they need to put the IPO on hold again. Now, this is not what Devon wanted to discuss. He realized that merging their companies was a big mistake and he wants to buy back Hamilton Winters. Now, Jill, she thinks this is extreme, but he thinks it's perfectly logical. And he realized that Nate was right about him not wanting to share Neil's legacy. Jill again think this is a huge mistake. However, Devon won't hesitate to make his rejection of the IPO public if they don't let him exit the company. Now, Jill is furious, but he's not backing down and doesn't think anything has worked. He'd love to end things peacefully, but quickly. And she'll discuss this with Lily, but hopes that there's a chance that he'll change his mind. However, Devon insists that this is his final decision. Now, over at Newman Media, Nate is pitching his choice for a new COO to Victoria, and she's surprised to learn that it's AUDRA Charles. And Victoria said that she'd like to meet with her, and Nate explains that she's on the way. Then AUDRA soon arrives, impressed that Victoria, who is the CEO, is there as well. And Victoria is surprised that she left Chancellor Winters. Now, AUDRA claimed that she can't discuss her business with other clients. Sure you can't, because you were fired. But she is excited to pick their brains about their ideas for Newman Media. And she has some questions and some thoughts of her own. There is some business chit-chat. Victoria is impressed and they thank her for coming in. And then AUDRA tells them that she likes their company and would be ready to give them a shot if they have her. And she assures them that she is a team player. Yeah, depending on what team she's on. However, Victoria likes her style and leaves the decision up to Nate while she goes off to a meeting. Once she's gone, AUDRA asks Nate if they're doing this and he shakes her hand. Now, over at Jabal, Jack notices that his sister is in a mood, and she explains that it's not about Diane this time. And she learned that AUDRA was plotting against Chancellor Winters. And she also saw Devon cut his father out of his life right before her eyes. And she found evidence, too, that Tucker was going after Jabal. And it turns out that they were right to be suspicious of him all along, and he was playing both her and Devon. Now, Jack wonders if this is part of her wishing that they were wrong about Tucker. And she insists that she knows what she's doing. Okay. And it's him that is being manipulated by an ex. And then guess who shows up? Tucker McCall. He bumps into Jack, who is not pleased to see him at all. Now, he's amazed that he had the nerve to show his face, given what he was doing with AUDRA. Now, Tucker admits that he was planning to go after Jabal, but that's all old news. Besides, he was the only interested in giving Ashley her rightful place in the company. Now, he thinks that she deserves her own company now. And Jack thinks, yeah, you're delusional if you think Ashley is going to work with you. Ashley eavesdrops as Tucker goes on about all she deserves. Jack orders him out of Jabal, saying that he is not welcome there. So later on, Diane drops by Jack's office. Now, she thinks she's convinced Jeremy of her plot, but now the clock is ticking. Now, Jack says they need to make sure that it's all thought out so it won't backfire. Now, he's taken aback when she announces that she only has until tomorrow. Now, she's not an experienced thief and doesn't know how to go about it. However, stupidly, Jack has an idea. His plan is that both Victor and Nikki have a pied-à-terre in Chicago, and he knows how to get in. Now, Nikki keeps some jewelry there, and he can get in and get out easily. Wow, Jack, she just now have you choosing to do her dirty work. And finally, over at Society, Ashley stops by to see Abby. And Abby explains that Devon already told her about what happened. And as much as Ashley has been telling everybody that she has control of the situation, she now says that she feels stupid because Tucker got to her a little bit. And she was even tempted to take him up on his business offer. And right now, she needs some distance from it all, and she's going to leave Genoa City for a while. Okay, so there you have it, your Young and the Restless recap for Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. Stay tuned for the bold and the beautiful recap also for today. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye.